Glimpses of Self-Realization, Chapter 1. Self-Realization, the key to a better living. This text is in the form of queries and answers between a student and a teacher of Brahmavidya, the science of practicing self-awareness or pure consciousness. Disciple: Sir, what is the utility of my or your getting self-realized? Master: as you know, the world is represented in oneself and oneself is the world. The external world with all its space-occupying objects is nothing but our own inner consciousness with names and forms projected through our bodies, 5 sense organs, the mind and intellect. Hence, the world can be good and pure only if our lives are good and pure. No isms or systems can bring about a golden rule so that the world can become a better place to live in. The true radical revolution should start from within us. Thus, self-realization is the only means to bring about a new world order, a world without any territorial contours, a world with people not divided by gender, caste, creed, religion or nationality. Disciple: how can self-realization be a key for a better living? Master: only a self-realized man or woman can live his or her life in its totality. Otherwise, we are all leading a miserably fragmented life without ever knowing what it is all about. Disciple: is self-realization a living condition which has to be brought about by some sort of practice or other? Master: not at all. The self always remains realized. The only thing is this, that we don't know that. It is just like those 10 people who crossed a turbulent river at night by swimming and started counting themselves to find out the missing. All of them failed to count the 10th when a passerby helped them to find out the 10th, since everybody had forgotten to count himself. Just like the rediscovery of the forgotten necklace worn around one's neck, the self is to be realized. Disciple: okay, so far so good. Now tell me, how can I realize myself? Master: to indulge in worldly affairs, we have to essentially forget ourselves. If we remain intensely self-aware, we cannot perceive the world outside. What does it mean? The self-awareness or pure consciousness is getting transformed into the world outside. How? To begin with, the I consciousness is generated from the universal consciousness, which in turn creates the body, mind, intellect and the 5 sense organs. Either air, water, fire and earth are the 5 elements generated through the 5 sense organs: skin, ears, tongue, eyes and nose. The 5 sensations are touch, sound, taste, form and smell. If we can retrace these sequential events, we will reach our original peaceful abode of universal, all-pervading, pure consciousness or Brahma. This practice is called Brahmavidya. Method: here the path we have to tread is a pathless path, and the destination is the pathless land of self-awareness, the ultimate truth. And the practice is strictly subjective, unlike other worldly practices, which are objective, since goal is our own self, not apart from us. 1. By all means do away with the habit of self-forgetfulness. 2. Constantly strive to remain as pure consciousness. 3. The state of all-pervading pure consciousness can be attained by consistently and persistently keeping our attention on the I consciousness which otherwise manifests as the world outside. The theory behind this practice is the principle of concealment and projection. The concealment of the self or self-forgetfulness results in manifestation of the phenomenal world, and self-awareness results in its dissolution. Yes, we are the world. 4. By constant practice, the I consciousness will merge in universal consciousness, and the practitioner will become liberated in life. He alone can live in this world without ever being of the world. Here the seen merges in the seer without any trace of duality. 5. Make your awareness of yourself and the world outside as choiceless as possible. By absolute choiceless awareness, you are tending towards absolute freedom from the knowing grip of your own thoughts, because absolute choiceless awareness is nothing but Brahma, the pure undivided consciousness. How will a realized person live in this world? A self-realized person will live in this world just like any other person. He will always remain self-contained without ever being affected by the vagaries of the mind. For him, no external world exists outside himself. Thus, the universal objectivity will give way to universal subjectivity for him. This is true purpose of self-realization, and this is the final outcome of practicing Brahma Vidya. Disciple: Sir, is self-realization mentioned in our ancient religious texts like the Holy Quran, Holy Bible, and the Holy Vedas? Master: Yes. When Holy Quran proclaims Allahu Akbar, that denotes the transcendental, all-pervading, omnipresent, omnipotent, absolute reality. When the Bible says, I am the only way, Jesus means it. When he further tells that I am that I am, he refers to the actual practice of Brahma Vidya. When the Vedas proclaim, thou art that, they mean it. This pure, all-pervading, universal consciousness is the eternal, peaceful abode to be sought after by everybody, the final common pathway to be trodden by one and all to reach that destination is Brahma Vidya, the science of practicing self-awareness. The 10 golden keys to open the door of self-realization. Disciple: Sir, kindly give me some clues regarding the practice of Brahma Vidya so that everybody can practice it and abide in his or her self eternally and effortlessly. Master: Yes. Here are 10 golden keys to open the door of self-realization from Yoga Vasishta, the spiritual encyclopedia on self-realization. 1. Abandoning all ideas of acceptance and rejection and practicing choiceless awareness constantly, try to abide in pure I consciousness as long as possible. 2. Always practice self-inquiry in the form of who am I and to whom does this world belong. This will lead you to pure awareness or universal consciousness, your eternal abode. Abide in it as long as possible. 3. Remain always as pure consciousness, which is your real nature, not affected by the 3 states of waking, dream and deep sleep. 4. The self is to be realized just like sugar from sugarcane, fire from firewood and butter from cow's milk. Abandon all objects of contemplation and remain in your innermost self as pure consciousness. 5. Always adopt a comprehensive view characterized by perceiving oneself and the world outside as pure consciousness. 6. The self is pure consciousness, eternal, omnipresent, omnipotent, and self-effulgent like the rising sun. The self is pure awareness, free from all ideas of acceptance and rejection, not limited by space, time, and causation. There is only consciousness. You are consciousness, the world is consciousness. This is the conclusion. 7. Supreme bliss cannot be attained by contact of the senses with their objects. The supreme state can be reached by annihilating the mind through one-pointed inquiry, who am I? 8. The supreme state is the pure state between existence and non-existence. Hold on to this state of I consciousness and see that I consciousness manifesting everywhere as the phenomenal world. 9. The only enemy to be conquered is the mind. Its conquest leads to the attainment of everything. Without this conquest, all efforts are fruitless. Constant inquiry in the form of who am I, koham, will lead one to perception of pure awareness, soham. 10. Just like waves, bubbles and foam are nothing but ocean itself, the entire world is pure consciousness with names and forms. When we realize this Brahman or pure awareness, the whole world will appear as the all-pervading Supreme Lord, truth, being, existence, consciousness and bliss. Summary. Be in the world, but not of the world. Be in the world, but not of the world. Be in the world, but not of the world.